What's up, my brothers and sisters? This is your favorite speedster, Sonic Scythe here, and today, as you can tell by the title of this video, that think I'm pretty much done with Destiny 2 for the most part, and I'm gonna go more into detail in a little bit. But if you guys like this video, share it. You know what I'm saying? You think this was insightful, but did I make any good points? Did I over bear it a little bit, just let me know in the comments. And I'm basically gonna be going with this off script. And as you can tell by the footage you're seeing here, this is from the last video of my funny moments. I'm basically using the some of the last clips in this video for just to commentate and let you guys know. But yeah, to get down to business, for the most part, think I'm basically done with Destiny 2, and I think the reason why is just Destiny 2, in my opinion, is in a state where, it's just boring to me. That's where I think it's why I think I'm pretty much done with it. And I've been debating this for a year or two or so. I've been back and forth, and because I've taken breaks from Destiny for a bit, you know what I'm saying? As you can, I think I've told you guys before in the past that I've been taking breaks for certain seasons or whatever, and mostly it's the same reason why I took breaks from here is reason why I'm pretty much done with Destiny 2 is. At certain points, it just gets boring after a while. Bungie keeps creating new seasons that seem enticing to me at first, but then after a few weeks or so, it starts getting boring. And then another issue that I have a gripe with is that Destiny 2 tends to milk out certain aspects out dry, with strikes, for example. Strike used to be my favorite thing to do in PvE, especially back in Destiny 1, with a certain loot, specific loot for in different strikes that you can always keep replaying to get a specific weapon. And they brought that back in Destiny 2, but it's still it's just some of the strikes are just, they don't really hold that much value to me in terms of Destiny 1, because it's just, after playing it so many times, it's some just don't have a connection to me with some of their aesthetics. I mean, some of them are cool, and some of the weapon pool, some of the certain weapons, they go with those certain strikes or whatever that you can obtain, are pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just, it gets, really boring. It's really, just, it lacks something, in my opinion. I don't know how to describe it. It just gets boring after a while. And, it's not really the same. It doesn't have replayability to me like it did back in Destiny 1. And I know there's some people who Destiny 2 players who like how it is now. And that's completely fine. If you like it, cool. I'm not gonna dispute you on that. But for me, it's just it doesn't hold as much weight to me anymore, And so for that, that's one of my reasons. Secondly, I think the Crucible at the state it is right now, it's really not fun to play. I'm gonna be honest with you. Especially with the addition of stasis. Ever since they added stasis into Destiny 2 from Beyond Light, it's been a really, really, tricky process. And I know there's gonna be nerfs with stasis coming soon, but still, even before the Beyond Light and the stasis and all that, it's just been a toxic place. It's it doesn't, for one, the maps are average to me. It doesn't hold any value to me, like I said. they're kind of mediocre in my eyes. Some of them I just don't like playing on. Some of them I do love, you know what I'm saying? There's maps that they brought them back from like Destiny 1 and stuff that like keep it, interesting for a little bit, but overall it's just the Crucible is just not the same as it was in Destiny 1. And excuse me, voice crack. But the thing I liked about Destiny 1's Crucible is like, for the most part, in my eyes, like basically everything was balanced in a way where people can use certain guns, different type of weapons, and you know, were like could pull their own weight, if that makes any sense. And like Destiny 2's Crucible, sure you can make the same argument, but I guess in my eyes, and this is just my opinion, but in my eyes, if certain people used to there's like different meta weapons that people can use, and they can just, wreck us like certain team or whatever, certain lobby and whatever, and have no problem, just like Dead Man's Tale or Fellwinters or Glacios, that fusion rifle, like Glaciosum, I don't know how you say that, but you get what I mean. There's certain weapons that are like meta and like people can use on a dime, and it kind of unbalances the whole, everybody using different weapons, you know what I'm saying? Because if a person uses this meta weapon, then they're clearly gonna, especially if they know what they're doing, it's gonna not be a like fun and easy process for everybody. So that's what I mean when I mean like in Destiny 1 it was a little bit more balanced, because people in Destiny 1 can use any type of weapon. Sure, there were meta weapons in that game, but there was other weapons to counter that weapon, if that makes sense, And so it's just that the Crucible is just another reason why it's like, is just that like reason why I have like a Destiny 2 has a like pretty bad taste in my mouth right now, and also the raids. Now, the reason I want to get into the raids is because I'm a big raider. I like raids, especially Destiny 1's raids. I know I'm like kind of fanboying over Destiny 1, but I'm comparing like the two to make my argument, I guess. And for Destiny 1 makes it maybe like a big time raider when it came to like Destiny in general. With raids like Vaults of Glass, the original type, Crota, King's Fall, Wrath of the Machine. The reason like those raids are, I love those raids so much, and they have like a big place in my heart, is because they added something new and different to it. They had their own themes, they had their own specific weapons that people wanted to grind for it. It had cool mechanics that were like, seemed hard at first, but then after a while, people could start to get it and have no trouble with it. Same goes for Destiny 2. Same could be said. There's some raids on Destiny 2 that I can't think, I'm blanking right now, I'm sorry. There's certain raids on Destiny 2 that I like specifically love, like Scourge of the Past, Last Wish, what else? Deepstone Crypt, as you can see right now, these are pretty good raids, but there's just like other raids in D2 that don't really have that same impact. With Destiny 1, it was consistent, and the developers knew what to go for and how to make it, replayable, whereas Destiny 2, in my opinion, like not all the raids in Destiny 2 are basically replayable for me, or don't want me to like keep playing, because like there's like certain mechanics that that are annoying to me, that I don't like specifically, and or if it like there's like certain people don't really, there's like other players that I like play with that don't really get the mechanics as well either, and they have a struggle, and then like the people like me who know what they're doing have to help out continuously, and it takes like for hours, that sort of thing, And there's some of the raids just tend to get tedious after a while, and so that's like my biggest thing with like the raids in D2 compared to the raids in D1, is that it sometimes doesn't make me want to like replay or like jump on in an instant, you know what I'm saying? With Destiny 1, I can like boot up any raid in a second with like my group of friends and just have a good time because we know what we're doing, we know what to expect, you know, we like the atmosphere of that certain raid, and so we're like eager to play. Whereas in Destiny 2, there's like some raids that I just choose not to play, and there's like specific one that I want to play, and not that other one. So that's my thing in terms of raids, and it's just I think in the overall big scheme of things, I think that I know actually that's another good topic I want to bring up. Is Destiny 2 at this point is also trying to recycle content that's been in D1. That's how you can tell that Destiny 1 had a like good like struck with fans, like hardcore fans. You know, back then, as they're now like starting to reuse content from that game, and that's fine and all. You know what I'm saying? Because that like pulls the strings of like some of us hardcore players that still play, you know, Destiny 2, but it just gets it's kind of corny to me, you know. Sure, it would be one thing if you like added a few maps and like added a few guns from Destiny 1. That's perfectly fine, but the thing that made it corny to me is when they added Vault of Glass back into the Destiny 2, you know. And for the most part, I was pretty excited for it, but once I like got into the raid, you know what I'm saying, I saw like the new mechanics that they added into the raid in Vault of Glass, and to be honest, I thought the original was like more better in my opinion, as I didn't really like the new mechanics that they added in Destiny 2 is just don't really strike to heart with me as it did in Destiny 1. And so that's like kind of the point. But I mean, when when they're recycling content, it just tends to get corny or whatever. Just like it shows me that they're like running out of ideas in a sense, even though they are coming with, you know, new content in the near future. But I just have this feeling that they're gonna start to keep like recycling content again, and you know what I'm saying? And especially with like, you know, just in general, it seems corny to me, you know, and it's really not, you know, something that I really look forward to. Like if they're gonna keep doing that, you know, and it's just this Destiny. It's a love-hate relationship with this game, to be honest. As I stated that before, you know, and I'm gonna say it again, but at this point, I don't think I'm really looking forward to like like what's going on in the future with Destiny 2, like the new expansions of like the Witch Queen and like Lightfall. I mean, I'm probably gonna be like more interested like lore-wise, story-wise, as I want to see what like happens till the very end. But in terms of like gameplay-wise, I think I'm, you know, done overall. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? I might change my mind, you know, later on. I might. Just like a little, like 30% might, 20%. It's like a low percentage of I might come back to the game, but yeah. Just in general, you know, in my honest opinion, I think Destiny 2 should have stopped at least at Forsaken, because it had a clear storyline. It had a new storyline. It was, you know, innovative. It was like something new, you know. It had a good story, and they wrapped some things up and stuff. But it also could have stopped at Season of Opulence, but for the least, it could have stopped at Forsaken, in my opinion. But, you know, I'm not mad. Let Bungie do it, what they're doing, or whatever, and I'm just basically not gonna, like, participate anymore as a longtime fan of the game, of the franchise, to be exact, you know, and so that's basically it. Now, just to be clear, you know, I don't want like the people for Bungie to like, you know, drop dead or like saying that the like people the community is like trash or anything. The Destiny 2 community is trash or whatever and stuff like that. It can be toxic at times, trust me. I know from experience. It can be toxic. I'm not like wishing no bad will onto like others or whatever. I want, you know, Destiny 2 to keep, you know, doing their thing or whatever and just like keep, you know, grabbing new fans, because there's like a lot of new fans who kind of like this system and like likes what they're like the new, you know, expansions that are coming and new systems that are like being implemented. You know what I'm saying? I encourage them to keep going. That's what some people like, but for me as like a longtime fan, I think I'm just pretty much, you know, done, because like like I said, the Crucible's not the same as it used to be. It's kind of unbalanced in my opinion. It's not really, you know, something to replay. The strikes tend to get dull, you know. Just not in the like the loot can be, you know, not rewarding at times. There's some loot that you can like go for that can be rewarding, but they're like, you know, there's nothing to like replayable in my opinion for you to like go back and like get in the raids. Or again, not the same as they used to be. You know what I'm saying? They're like not also replayable in my eyes. And so those are my main, you know, points that I want to get through in this video. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like my future content, I'm still gonna be like I said before in one video that I'm about to start my get back to the side plays. I'm about to start the platinum run series with the side plays, as I'm gonna like try to platinum games that I think I can platinum, you know, that I like to play and everything. So that's gonna get started in a few days or so. And in terms of like FPSs, I'm not really like too crazy with like Call of Duty or Destiny right now as I'm like sustaining in this video, but I'm gonna try to find like other FPSs to like play and give you guys content with friends and all that stuff, so be sure to look out for that. But yeah, for the most part, that's gonna be it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Got a juice.